a typical rookie. And we are going to try and build on our good start that we had earlier on, getting to that first milestone of 440 residents in the beloved town of RookVille. So let's give it a pause, let's have a look around. So we've got our little smog city building here. We're going to have to look at the electricity issues in a second. And here our kind of housing estate. Let's just see the breakdowns of what we've got where. We've got that housing there in green. We've still got a few more housing bits to go. We've got plenty of space for businesses to get in on the act. I might even... oh, you know what, I'm going to leave it. We can definitely get... So let's make sure there's a bit more housing there. So that's perfect. Here, as you can see, we have got our smog city, and we don't want to make that too big. If you want to have a look at the breakdown of where all the resources are around our first grid that it's given us, go check out the first episode. The City Skylines is getting a good start. Here we go, we've got 25 grand, and if anybody, those who have played this game before, knows it is now time to build that garbage area. And this seems like the perfect area to me. It's got great access to everywhere it needs to go, and it's not going to affect anybody too much. So I'm going to just drop that in there. Like I said, access to everywhere that it needs to go, and should give us the bin situation. Now, we talked about electricity. Let's have a quick look, and you can see the consumption is slightly higher than the production, but we're also going to just have a look at our water as well. Absolutely fine, isn't it? Using about, well, using a lot less than what is needed there. What's that, 13? Well, about a fifth, isn't it, of what is needed. So what we did do early on, though, to save us some money, is that we reduced the budget that we had on electricity. So I'm just going to pop that back up to 100, and the water can stay where it is. But more importantly, taxes has been open. Now, I play on 12%. You can get away with 13%, but as it then goes further, it can provide some issues for you, in particular when you start going for the high density stuff. So 12% keeps everyone happy all the way through, and that's a key thing that we're doing here. What's also been opened up for us is a medical clinic and an elementary school, and considering most of our work at the moment is industrialised, not office-wise, we are going to look at that medical clinic now. You can see we're a little bit too close, generally speaking, for all of them, but wouldn't mind seeing it here, to be fair. So I'm going to build it. Now here's my first biggest tip. You know, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to get some houses on that side. My biggest tip, don't be afraid to knock things down in order to build something in. If it's going to help you in the long run, then put it in. It's the smart play to use, to be honest. So definitely go about, making that happen. So you can see the traffic's moving really smoothly. There's not much traffic going through, is there, really, because just the nature of our city, or nature of the size of RookVille at the moment. It is asking for some blue areas and maybe some green areas, and we need to try and get ahead of that. So knowing we're going to have to use this space is going to be key here. So without further ado, let's get building. So I'm going to just now continue this road. As you can see, I'm extending it right to the very end. It's going to cost us 3,600 to do that, but it is going to be a key part of what we do. Okay, now as we go, I'm going to try and keep it just here as we move. Bendy roads, and as you can see, we're making money, so I'm not too worried. I'm not on a rush. It's important to kind of note, so I'm going to push it all the way as far as I can without connecting it, and I'm not going to connect it here. Alright, but I will connect this one on that side, but not on that side. And again, just going to have this effect here. And there already we've got our nice little housing area. Key bits here is making sure there's enough space in between each of these, that if there's a queue here, backing up, it only affects this bit of road. It doesn't then affect that bit of road, which then affects that bit of road, and so on and so forth. And that's what we're kind of creating here in this effect. Now, first of all, we're going to have to get our electricities in. I'm concerned I haven't quite got to that limit there, have I? So, I'm going to have to just create... I went too close to the limit. Just on the inside here. Not reaching across that road, is it, at the moment? Don't know why. Okay. Oh dear. You know what I'll do? This is not ideal. There's an open end here. So just going to run this electricity wire just across here. There we go. We've got that electricity all sorted out. We were looking at those fuel pumps coming in right about now. Right, so. Too shabby. A little bit out. That'll do. That gets everything covered, and oh, hello. Electricity is an issue at the moment. Let's just have a look what's going on here. In terms of our budget. On to 100%, are we? Let's just get up to 100% here as well. Or 99. And let's have a look what's going on with the electricity. Wait. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going to have to increase the amount of electricity we've got coming in, obviously only at 17% at the moment. Let's have a look. Consumption is high, isn't it? Jeez, what are we on down? Like, are we a little quiet at the moment? Alright, so we're having it. The business area is suffering, isn't it? Might be time for a loan. So let's go over, let's get that first loan out, let's take it. And let's sort our electricity out over here. And we could go for the power plant, 19,000, and stick it into Smog City over here. We'll do. Sorts us out there. It's going to take us a little while for it to for us to build, but that should sort out the electricity anyway. Now, and obviously, hopefully, we'll try and get that sorted out. But most importantly, let's get our residential areas sorted out here. All along this side, I'd probably, I'm going to go for some shops all along this side here, and then everything on this inside. Make sure I'm sorted with some housing as we move through. You can see right now we're relatively comfortable here. Just getting those areas in. I'm gonna very clearly mark. Wherever we take this Smog City, we've got to have almost a buffer zone. That's what we're going to create now. This here is just going to create that buffer zone between the Smog City now what we've got going on. We could so oh, there we go, on to our next one. We can buy a new area, which is going to be key for us actually now. Districts, policies, a second loan, district specialisations are going to be key. Services policy. Also looking at fire departments, police departments. But here's the big ones here. Forestry and agricultural specialisations are going to be key as we go in, firehouses and police stations. So this is a really big one for us actually, as it happens. Here, just gonna finish sorting this one out really. Let's see us. Just there. It's a lot. So I'll just remind us that if we ever extending that. So we've got all of that really covered, haven't we? This area is fine. You can kind of get in terms of the landfill is good. And to be honest, the city is looking good. We've got 26 grand as well. We've got a clinic over here. We're going to have to put a clinic in over here as well. I'm sure we can slide it in there. Should keep everyone relatively pleased as well. So we look, we're going to need a fire department, and let's slip it in right here. That should cover most of our city. There. Not enough for a police department, but we are moving forward anyway. Now, main things. First time we can kind of like turn and have a look at our bigger complete one here, and go back to looking at what we've got. We've got this part here, which is actually going to play a big part in what we do. We're going to need a road in here. We're going to have to build these individual areas as we go, but cutting that in half is going to be key. It's from about here, isn't it? And just above this rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place an ordinary road first, just there, straight line in to about here, and that's going to act as our natural divide for us. That's obviously, we're just going to have a quick look. You can see we've got that natural divide, which is perfect for us to do. We can almost split this into two little bits here. And what you can start doing is looking at how we're going to split it all up, but most importantly thinking about how we're going to get those trains involved, and especially whipping this train service right here is going to be key, but putting that road in is going to be important. This is now just a terms of, this is just now about making money. The sooner we can kind of get rid of this area, the better. It's proving a purpose at the moment. They rocked. From higher up it looked like a sunken boat now. You can see. Alright then. Let's have a quick look at the traffic. You can see the traffic is moving quite smoothly here. If we have a look at our little information builder as well. Look at the traffic flow, 94%. But it's not going to get any, any major than that really. So one in blue areas. Can give it blue areas. There we go, there's one right there. It's also asking for work. Time to look at our water levels. Water levels are good still. $12,000. Gonna wait patiently here. There we go, we're gonna get the police cars out here to have a bit of a look around and see what's going on. Should make things happy. Now, this is the core of what we've built so far, and it's fine. So now I'm going to look at delivering those districts now. First step is just to colour it in. There we go. Try not to cross the road with each district. There we go. I feel like they've got those names mixed up. That should be Oak Hills. Let's call it Oak Hills. It's going to be a forestry district anyway. And this is going to be farming. So I don't know. Farming. Herdings. There we go. I'll do. I'm going to give them a specialisation each. This one's going to be forestry. That one's going to be. Yeah, so that's basically now. Let's upgrade this road. It's drawing. Go straight onto that road. Oh, it's going to be helpful. We're already up to 1400. It's good stuff. High school, public libraries. We're still looking at parks with trees now. So we're going to have to bear that in mind as we go. But we'll see how it's just building nicely. I can definitely get some housing in there because we're not planning on extending this smog city out. That's why we can get that housing in. So now what? So as we look in, I think the easiest one to kind of go here, or the easiest thing to go for, is to go for almost two separate things, two separate entries to each of the industries. But we talked about buying this one, and that's what we're going to do. £6,000, and what that's going to allow us to do here is create a cargo station. So we're just going to make this road a little bit longer. Can we get a cargo station actually? I've said that. It's road tolls, isn't it? Can we get it in? Transport. We need to get to 2,400, but we can get going. Right, so here we go. This one here is going to be for the herding. This turn we'll have for herdings. And I'm gonna go one-way roads here. Keep this moving because I'm gonna need the money as we go. I can see round just about stops here, the farming industry. Oh, the good bits of the farming industry. And I'm gonna need one back, aren't I? So what happens, talking about that left-hand traffic, if we're going with herdings, is that they're going to be moving up to the left, come up, and then all the way round. And we might even, let's have a look at this, upgrade this bit of road so it's one way as well. By the time they get to it, it only needs to be one big loop anyway, doesn't it? So then that should be fine. Can do the same again on the next bit as well. We are going to leave a touch of room because we're going to need to get some to fit now. This doesn't go as far, and so therefore I'm going to take note of that. What we're going to have here as well now, actually we're going to run this to the end. Need 2,000. Could take out that other loan, but I don't want to take out that much money in one go. Happy to wait patiently. As you can see in the bottom right, they are wanting work, they are wanting houses to be built, but this is what I'm doing right now. I'm creating work. For them. Just joining these up in a more structured way at the moment. It's gonna take us some time, that, isn't it? How are we going here? It looks like we're going fine. I think we can just about get away with building a road here. Okay. Don't want to get too close to the garbage area. Because that's unhealthy, but Lord, I want to get as close to smog, but just creating, in the meantime, just creating some areas for them to build a bit more. Hooking up the supply lines there. So we're just sorting out this water, aren't we, really? About 940 a piece. The electricity stuff is sorted. Should be fine. Just try and make it towards the end here. 1200. At the moment, obviously, things are a little stuck in terms of space to grow and workplaces to work. This is the hardest stage, really, of what we're trying to achieve here at RookVille. It's that it's the level of expansion. Right there, and automatically, right from the off, we can now just go in and give ourselves a huge farming industry. Now, some of the farming industry does fall off, doesn't it? So, I'm going to bear that in mind as some of it falls off. we're talking about. Electricity's fine, the water's fine, and automatically we're starting to get that farming industry off and running. They've got a place to come in. Happy days. That's the way I see it. But it doesn't fix the housing now. Can you see how we've created actually space for housing to be created here? And that's basically going to be a single road. I'm going to hug kind of this line here. Right to the very end, I'm going to get one line up here. And another one up here. And that, all that needs to do is to be connected right here. And jobs are good then. Been very easy to have connected there, but that would have been the mistake. We've had too many crosses over it, and that would have been produced a problem. As now we can just quite happily just have a nice big housing industry. There's some tighter bits here. And then these will be perfect. No, some of that is good. Some of that needs to be like so. All of a sudden taking care of everything that we need to down here, whilst getting a booming industry in farming, and that's before we even look into our forestry where Oak Hills is concerned. Now we've got a nice booming industry up here that could be very successful. This is where we can start removing that smog. An abandoned building. So it's commercial now. There's a reason why that struggled. So that's where I'm going to just change that for a house, because a house will never struggle. So if a business has struggled, I can just change it for a house. Can be all sorts of reasons why it struggles, but the easiest way to fix that at this moment in the game is just to exchange that for a house, allow our population to keep running up until we get some of the good stuff a little later on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to remove some of this smog that we've got down here. So I'm going to remove that first bit because I want to encourage that farming industry. Clear up that traffic, and in the hopefully in the end try and get some houses along this back left, and then almost like a business area here. Making this all housing, and just having it's almost like a commercial area. As important as we look at this, to be looking at a firehouse. I'm going to get my firehouse in, especially we'll definitely need it in these kind of areas, in the farming and the forestry industry. You definitely need them. traffic wise, pretty easy. So those who are working in here, they don't have to live over here and commute. They can live in and around the farms if they want to. That's completely up to them. You can see this kind of smog pollution area decreasing in size. Let's have a look, and we'll just take a cheeky look at this next milestone that we're trying to get to of 2,400. We're basically almost there. Let it run on a touch more. Here we go, fantastic. We're now officially a boom town, so we can get to buy another new area. Not that we needed it at this moment in time, but here's the key: this new transport area. This new transport link is going to be key. Might even have to think about recycling. We've finally got that cloverleaf intersection, so we're going to have to see if at any point we'll get there. Now we're going to have to look at cemeteries and whatnot, but the advanced wind turbine is going to become more and more important for us as we move forward. But happy days at this moment in time. Things running smoothly. And in a boom town as we are, with almost 2,500 people in it, we're starting to remove that smog area away. We'll have to think about moving the coal power plant at some point. And in that starting quadrant, we're starting to look at sorting it out, but we haven't quite got that train capabilities yet. That's at 9,500. It's going to take us some time, but we're on our way towards it as we speak. But we'll have a look at that at a later date. We're going to have a bit of a save there. RookVille saved. Join us again, Atypical Rookie. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to Jacob Paredes for the support as well. Appreciate you watching the videos as we're going through. But until next time, goodbye.